three different descriptions. Once that the hair reached the earlobe, okay? In one hadith, the Prophet's hair reached his earlobe. In another hadith, it reached his shoulders. In another hadith, it was actually slightly hidden the shoulder. So between the earlobe and the shoulder. So this is based, as the scholar said, based on the time period between when he had a haircut, ﷺ, and when he was described. So when it's normal when a person cuts his hair, the hair is short, and then as it grows longer, the length changes. But for some of the brothers who want to apply this sunnah, they should not let the hair go beyond the shoulder. His hair never went beyond the shoulder. So this is an excessive way to leave a man's hair. Okay, so the maximum is to the shoulders. Now, there's different scholarly opinions as to whether now it's a sunnah or not a sunnah. They're saying that at the time, it was a normal way or a normal habit for the Arabs to leave very long hair. He ﷺ also is said to have had 3 braids on his hair. Now, the problem with the scholar says that nowadays the people that do that, they're not really the rightly guided Muslims that do that. It has become more for Western lifestyle. So that's why they say if you can leave it, it's better. But my opinion, Allah knows best, is that Allah knows your intention. If you're doing it because you want to look like the Prophet ﷺ, it's not a sunnah, because a sunnah, when we talk about sunnah comes to ibadah, to worship. So a sunnah has to deal with a worship, as opposed to al-'ada. Al-'ada is a habit. So the way he ﷺ used to dress, this had to do with the habit of the people of the time, right? Now, if you want to dress like him ﷺ, it's better. But we can't call it a sunnah, because sunnah is a ibadah. Okay, sunnah is a ibadah. So in his form of worship, we can call that a sunnah. But in his regular habits, then this is a ada. If you don't look like him, you have imitated the best person in the universe, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أُولَٰئِكَ الَّذِينَ هَدَى اللَّهِ فَبِهُدَاهُ مُقْتَدِهِ. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke about the prophets in general, He says those are the ones that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has guided. So imitate them. Imitate the prophets if you want to be rightly guided. I say this because, as we know, the past 100 years, Muslims have become weak militarily, and it's normal, as Ibn Khaldun rahimahullah said, that for the person who is defeated militarily to imitate the victor, because subconsciously the people think that the reason why we were defeated militarily is because the way of life of the person that defeated us is best. So they try to imitate their ways of life. And of course, as the Muslims, we shouldn't do that. As Muslims, we should not do that. And of course, if you have kids, we have daughters, we have children, we have to make sure we tell them that they have to imitate the best of creation, because if you imitate some person, you're going to like him and you're going to act like him. And if this person is the enemy of Allah and you love him, the Prophet ﷺ said on the Day of Judgment, the person is with whom he loves. Al-mar'u ma'a man ahab. So in Muslim countries especially, we see a lot of youth. They love Cristiano Ronaldo. They love many overt enemies of Islam. And when you tell them this person actually is an enemy of Islam, they tell you, well, it's only sports. We can't divide between religion and any other aspect of life, because this is not the way we do it as Muslims. So imitation has to be in line with the religion, because as Shaykh Al-Albani rahimahullah said, and as many hadith describe, our outward actions impact how our hearts feel. The actions, the way we dress, the way we talk, the way we walk, the way we do things, this actually impacts our hearts and our faith. So therefore, if we are to imitate someone, let's imitate the best of creation, and that is Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Another 5 minutes, inshallah, and we'll stop. So as we said, his sallallahu hair sometimes reached the earlobe, sometimes it reached the shoulders, and sometimes it was between the earlobe and the shoulder. So to the earlobe in Arabic, it's called al-jumma. Between the shoulder and the earlobe is called the limma. The earlobe is called al-wafra. and then a limma between the earlobe and the shoulder, and when it touches the shoulder, that's when it's called al-jumma. Okay, so in the hadith in Arabic, as we saw here, it says al-jumma. So sometimes it's wafra, sometimes it's jumma, sometimes it's al-limma. Hadith number 5, and the last hadith for today. حدثنا محمد بن إسماعيل حدثنا أبو نعيم حدثنا المسعودي عن عثمان بن مسلم بن هرمز عن نافع بن جبير بن مطعم عن علي بن أبي طالب رضي الله عنه قال لم يكن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بالطويل ولا بالقصير شتن الكفين والقدمين ضخم الرأس ضخم الكراديس طويل المسربة إذا مشى تكفؤا كأنما ينحط من صبب لم أرى قبله ولا بعده مثله. Ali radiallahu anhu said that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was neither very tall nor short. The soles of both feet were fully fleshed. So he sallallahu alaihi wasallam had large palms and feet. So this shows you his physical strength alayhi salatu wasalam. He had strength and courage. Actually, he says, "Azim al-karadis." Al-karadis are the like the knees, the elbows. So these were big and strong too. He ﷺ had these joints were also large, and this shows his physical strength. ﷺ. There was a thin line of hair from the chest to the navel. So here ﷺ had a thin line of hair from the chest to the navel. This is called al-masruba. Okay, but as other hadith said, he did not have hair in his chest or his stomach. He only had this masruba, this straight line of hair that is going from his shoulder all the way to his navel. And when he walked, ﷺ, it appeared as if he was descending from a high place. As we mentioned earlier, when he walked, ﷺ, he leaned forward a little bit. So this shows you the strength in the person's physical and emotional qualities. So Isa ﷺ was a strong man. And he, Ali radiallahu anhu, said, I did not see anyone like him, neither before him nor after him. So he, ﷺ, when he looked at him, he was the best looking. As another hadith says, I did not see anything as opposed to any person. Shay. That means not the moon, not the sun, not the twilight lights, not anything is more beautiful than the Prophet ﷺ. So the companion said, we have never seen anything more beautiful than the Prophet ﷺ. So a use of a sentence like I have not seen anyone like him is primarily for emphasis. So by describing Sayyidina Rasulullah ﷺ in this manner, there is no exaggeration, because the complete beauty of appearance of the Prophet ﷺ cannot be fully described. In other words, companions, they try to describe his beauty ﷺ as much as they could. But sometimes words are unable to describe the beauty that you are witnessing. So this is it for today. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us know our Prophet ﷺ, and to love him, and to imitate him, and to fight for him, and for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to gather us with him in the highest paradise for Firdaus. Wa jazakumullahu khairan. Akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. If you have any questions, brothers, you can go ahead and ask. Yes, and when he was traveling once, he had 3 braids on his hair. Yeah.
Did he do it for the reason or just
The scholar said because he was traveling, and when you travel for a month or something, it's difficult for you to take care of a long hair, because Islam had a long hair. So it was a normal action to do back then, but as we said, today, that's not really done by the rightly guided ones, okay? And Allah knows best.